Our topic is diversity, individual styles to team collaboration, and this is a topic that is important no matter what industry you're in or what your specialty niche is as a professional. And surrounding that topic, we'll talk today to skill sets and strengths and precepts really that are oriented toward your professional work environment, but they also can be pulled back a little bit and applied to your individual relationships as well. So when we talk about social awareness, as you see in the figure on the header of the presentation, we're really talking about awareness of yourself and others too. For those of us who live in the Mid-Atlantic or northeastern part of the country or even Midwest, really the majority of the country this winter, we've had too much snow, and I think it's 17 days until spring, and we're counting the days. But speaking along the lines of snow falling, snowflakes have natural beauty, and we learned when we did our cutouts of snowflakes in our early preschool or kindergarten years that there is no snowflake that is the same as another. Each snowflake is unique. People are the same. People are unique. Project environments, which is what we work in most matrix organizations today, project managers need to be socially aware because they need to understand and know how to navigate in uncertain, fast-paced, complex, and dynamic environments. And the question mark in the middle represents, which way do I turn? We're often multitasking and often making multiple decisions at any point in time. It's about human behavior. You can motivate another person. You can create an environment in which people become self-motivated, motivated and do things for their reasons, not yours. Have you ever tried to influence or motivate a significant other or one of your kids when you really wanted something and they just had no interest in it at all? By nature, people are self-centric. Thirdly, a person's strengths overextended may become a weakness. People may be unpredictable, but their behavior is not. And when we can observe behavior over time and notice that behavioral patterns repeat themselves. Again, let's remember that we all look at life through our own unique filters. That's because our family environments where we grew up are different, our life experiences are different, and so our brains are processing that information based on all of those experiences and environmental awarenesses that are unique to us as a person. Even siblings growing up in the same house have different filters because of their birth order, because of the way they are in a dynamic relationship with each of their parents where they may or may not get along with one or the other parent more than the other, etc. If I know more about me than you know about you, I can control the communication. If I know more about me and know more about you than you know about yourself, I can also control the conversation. Authentically, rather than trying to control others, we want to learn to be aware of our behaviors and how they impact others. Find a point of connection in order to start to build a relationship. And I know this is sounding very personal and warm and fuzzy right now, but it applies not only in our personal relationship, but it is the essence of the valuing of people in a business environment, and ultimately then influencing others in order to achieve successful and on-time deliverables. So it's important to read other people in order to understand and adapt. Or is different than controlling. To collaborate needs to be present. So we're operating in a very complex world. And what I like to propose is let's get back to basics and just keep it simple. Learn how to accept ourselves for who we are, for our strengths and our weaknesses, and also learn to accept others. And we develop the ability to study situations and adjust our own behaviors. We have to decide what's negotiable and what's not. We have to constantly be in a process of where we're evaluating risk. And I would say that most people do this anyway without understanding that it's a formal process and that we do it in order to survive. And then we have to identify what the trade-offs are. At any point in time, what's important to us? What can we let go of? What can we negotiate on? And what don't we care about at all? And that happens with each and every person that we are working with. So one of a well-known life coach has to effectively communicate. We must realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. So we're going to talk about DISC communication or behavior styles. And I'm sure many of you at work have taken maybe an abbreviated form of this assessment where D stands for dominant, I stands for influencer, S stands for steadiness, and C for compliance. And what we'll kind of call out here is that on the top part of the chart, the C's and the D's, the compliant personalities and the dominant, are more task and thinking oriented, and at their very peak, they can be perceived to be antagonistic. But when you go to the right side of the page for the D, they usually are very active and extroverted. The C may be more introverted and passive. The lower part of the screen, that's where you get more of the warm and fuzzy personality, where the I, the influencer, may be a warm and fuzzy people person. That they're the people that see the glass as half full. So you're in a meeting and everybody else is saying, oh, this is a doom and gloom situation. We'll never get ourselves out of it. We'll never get through these tasks and be able to deliver on time. We better plan for contingency. And the I is out there saying, no, wait a minute. We can do this. We need 5 more resources instead of 3, and we can pull the schedule in, and we can do X, Y, and Z, and they're the cheerleaders of the group. Your steady folks that may be feeling the same thing, but they're more passive, and they might be agreeing and nodding their head with the eyes, but they're not going to overtly speak their minds and be encouraging to the group. So what we're going to do for a little while now here is we're going to go through, we're going to go through each of the styles in order to help you identify where you are, not only as a style, but maybe on the continuum of the style in the descriptions, and when we talk about the value to the team and what the tendencies under stress, et cetera, are, you might be able to recognize you work with, someone that you deal with every day in the workplace, or maybe occasionally in a meeting you'll recognize somebody's personality that you're just trying to figure out how can you get through to them and you haven't figured it out yet, or somebody that you connect with real easily. This might help you connect the dots to, aha, this is why